Hey everybody, this is Travis Hansen, speed coach, here to bring you part 2 of the low frequency plyometric training series. If you happen to miss part 1, I linked it down below, so be sure to check that out. All this will make a little bit more sense, be on the same page. I introduce a review, the low frequency and high frequency plyometric training categories, as well as discuss what plyometrics are in general, and then the various benefits associated with plyometric training for improving your athletes. So now I'm going to discuss the top 10 exercises that I suggest and utilize with my athletes on a regular basis. So the purpose of these drills is to be able to transfer the weight, the strength that you build in the weight room, and express or apply that in the form of speed and power on the field or court. So it's really just converting your strength into usable speed and power for any movement. So number 1, sprinting. So just the pure act of sprinting is going to require a tremendous amount of power and speed in order to be successful. A study back in '99 by McBride showed that pound for pound, sprinters were the most powerful population. In a study done on sprinters, Olympic lifters, power lifters, and a control group. So that's my number 1. Number 2, change of direction exercise. Essentially the same thing, except you're involving another skill focus, and moving in all directions, all 3 planes of motion. And then 2 categories that I think are important to address and share with you is rehearse change of direction training, and then reactive change of direction training. So rehearse, you have to rehearse it, so it's all premeditated, it's already designed for you, so the need to make a decision is pretty much removed. So drills like the shuttle run or 3-cone exercise, the athlete knows exactly what to do. So what pattern to select at what time, what sequence in the drill. So it's a great learning environment for a beginner or somebody new to change direction exercise, so you get to master all the techniques associated with that type of training, so you can learn to be successful. So things such as hip turn, plant foot positioning, body angle, proper deceleration. So all those fundamentals of change direction you can master here. Then the next step is to take it and make it more reactive, more sport specific. So it's unpredictable. The athlete doesn't know exactly what they're going to do, when they're going to do it. So we're just adding a stimulus. So a verbal command, directional cue, interaction with an opponent or partner is going to make it very sport specific, and it's the next step. And you take what you learn from that rehearse setting, and then hopefully be successful in that reactive setting. So that's number 2. Number 3, bounding. So bounding is just single leg power expression. So whether it's for distance, height, or a different direction, bounding is going to get you very powerful and more sport specific, because they're all unilateral based. You're teaching your body to transfer its power off of one leg into the ground, which all athletes need. So number 4 and 5, barbell and hex bar jump squats. I'm just going to pair these up together in my explanation. So both require and prompt a tremendous amount of power. The hex bar, I saw a report, the hex bar showed a little bit higher power values versus the jump squat, and they're also a little less technical, and you remove some of that axial load off the spine, so potentially a little bit safer. If you're already doing a lot of max effort strength work and assistance work, it's a good deload strategy for the back, so I tend to favor that for those reasons. I need to credit Joe DeFranco for the discovery of this exercise. Number 6, depth jumps. That's where you're just walking off an elevated surface, hitting the ground, colliding with the ground, and then immediately performing a counter movement and jumping vertically into the air. So depth jumps obviously are going to really enhance your stretch reflex, or your power reflex from your body, with all that momentum and the impact that occurs. So great for power and speed development. Number 7, unilateral progression. So this could be split squat, rear foot elevated split squat. Hope you guys can see this. There's kind of progressions that you can use to, again, just like the bounding, build power and summon power off of one leg. So these are great variations. Number 8 and number 9, tuck jumps and lateral barrier jumps. I don't know if anybody's really familiar with those. Kelly Baguette, I got to credit him for the number 9, the barrier jump. Probably check out videos of those, but those also teach the body to transfer its strength, express its strength well, and you build a lot of speed and power. And then number 10, broad jumps. I think most are familiar. Frog jumps, whatever you want to call them. Just kind of depends on the culture. Everybody kind of terms stuff differently. But broad jumps build a tremendous amount of horizontal force, teach the body hip extension, build a lot of power as well. So kind of cycling these drills or performing a few, in a specific training cycle, monthly training cycle, perfectly fine. And I promise if you take these away and apply these immediately with yourself or with your athletes, you're going to be more powerful. And going to bridge that gap between the weight room and the field or the court. So some of this, it may be a review, but I just wanted to share with you my top 10, and that's it. So thanks for listening.